Check out this yellow-bladed lightsaber. So yellow-bladed lightsabers are not super common in Star Wars canon, but they are part of Star Wars canon, and they're certainly not unheard of either. So most people commonly think of yellow-bladed lightsabers with the Jedi Temple Guards. This is actually a Jedi Temple Guard lightsaber right here. It's a legacy lightsaber from Doc Onder's Den of Antiquities at Disneyland and Disney World, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. But yeah, there are a few other characters that used yellow-bladed lightsabers as well. So we'll get into that. We'll get into who has used lightsabers that are yellow, and we'll also talk a little bit about kind of the meaning of the color. Okay, so first things first, we got to talk about the Jedi Temple Guards because they're probably the most famous wielders of yellow-bladed lightsabers. So they used a lightsaber pike, so it's a double-bladed lightsaber that had 2 yellow blades to it. And it had this collapsible hilt design, which is actually pretty similar to the new Rey lightsaber that we've seen in some of the newer footage for The Rise of Skywalker, where, a lot of people thought that was kind of a new concept, but it had been used before, with these Jedi Temple Guard lightsabers. But yeah, anyway, so who are the Temple Guards anyway? They're kind of the security force for the Jedi Temple, and they're these kind of masked, anonymous Jedi Knights. And so, there's a lot of kind of mystery surrounding them. And, well, another fun fact about their lightsabers is they don't make them themselves. So that's another way kind of to mask their identity. These lightsabers are provided to them, for their job. So that's kind of another fun tidbit there. But, that's most of what you need to know about the lightsabers of the Jedi Temple Guards. But they're an interesting group of people, very prestigious group of people that are charged with kind of protecting the Jedi Temple. Now, another famous user of a yellow-bladed lightsaber was Asajj Ventress. So she's certainly most well-known, for wielding those 2 curved lightsabers that are red-bladed, but those got stolen from her at one point, and, following that, she wielded a yellow-bladed lightsaber. So there's another famous user there. And Ahsoka Tano, so she wielded kind of a yellowish-green, blade lightsaber. So I know in the show, in the different media with Ahsoka Tano, it looks a little bit more yellow. Sometimes it looks a little bit more green, but anyway, it's kind of this yellowish, greenish blade that she wields there, and that's a Shoto lightsaber that she wields as well. So those are probably the most famous canon examples of yellow-bladed lightsabers, and there's several more examples, of characters that wielded yellow-bladed lightsabers that are no longer part of Star Wars canon. So a few examples of those would be, the Jedi Sentinels, and some people I don't necessarily know how to pronounce. There's a Dark Jedi Yoon, Jedi Knight Nilani Din, and Anya Galandro, or Anja Galandro, something like that. So those are some of the other characters that are now part of Star Wars Legends that wielded a yellow-bladed lightsaber. Now, also, if we look more at color theory, which to me is an interesting thing to look at as well, if we look at the color yellow, what does that represent? So, a lot of times when you see yellow, you think of sunshine and warmth and maybe fire and, other things like energy and optimism, right? So, those are some common kind of perceptions of the color yellow. At the same time, yellow, it's a very bright and vibrant color, but it's used with like caution signs and things like that. And it can also kind of signify cowardice. So it's not a universally positive color, but yeah, so I think it's kind of interesting looking at the color theory for lightsaber blade colors because, sometimes they will match up a bit to kind of the character traits of the wielder as well. So this has just been a bit of a look at yellow-bladed lightsabers. What do you think of yellow-bladed lightsabers? Would you use a yellow-bladed lightsaber? Feel free to comment below.